when you do a ayahuasca ceremony, it's 3 doses, 3 servings a night, 2 nights in a row. That was serving 1, night 1. After I'm like crying, it's like, look at the mirror and I'm like, it's like, ding, 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 do you want more? And I'm like, what the Something different that revealed, you know, the way that I deal with relationships improperly. And finally it did nothing. And I went to the shaman. I was like, it's doing nothing. And she's like, well, the medicine knows you're done.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode. All right, guys, Brittany Schmitt here today. How is it going?
Oh, it's going. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Are you on tour right now?
No, I'm off tour until fall.
Taking some time off.
Yeah.
Needed a break?
Yeah, it was horrible. It kicked me.
Damn. How long were you touring before?
I did a 35 city tour.
Holy crap.
And it was just exhausting. I did one-nighters, and there's nothing more stressful than like landing in a city and then like looking at my phone and getting a notification that it's time to go, like check in for my next flight to leave. So it was just, it was a lot. So I'm just going to work on my material in LA for a while. And
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next tour, you space it out, maybe do less cities.
Yeah. Well, no, I won't space it out. I'll just do it smarter. Last time my agent had me like whiplashing across the country. I was like Philly to San Diego, back to Toronto.
Jeez.
Like it was just, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, I guess scheduling it all around the same area and kind of going.
Yeah,
instead of coast to coast.
Smarter.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite city out of those?
Toronto is actually my favorite.
Really?
Toronto was lit. Toronto was great, and then San Francisco actually really surprised me. San Francisco was incredible, and I was really worried about San Fran because they're so woke, and I'm so dark, and I just like don't really prescribe to the woke culture. So I was worried, but they were rad.
Wow, that's surprising. Yeah, you never know with some of these certain cities and communities how it's going to go, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes out here it's pretty left. So
it's pretty far left. But that's why it's good to travel and see like what America really wants to hear. You know, not just LA, not that's just the coastal elites. That's a small portion.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this? Did you start in Wisconsin?
No, I started here in 2012, but I worked in advertising for almost 10 years. So I was doing that full time. I wasn't doing comedy in a full time capacity until 2019. I was like, I'm going to make the jump. And it was 2019, like literally December 2019. I was like, I'm going full time into comedy. I'm quitting advertising.
Wow.
Then I did that. And then 2020 had other plans for me.
So you had to take 2 years off right off the rip.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't take it off. I mean, LA still had like secret shows going on and stuff, but we weren't touring.
Yeah, I would see that on the news. Oh, this party got busted. This event got busted. They'd shut off the power. I'm like, damn, bro.
I mean, the reality is you can't keep people inside like that. It's like not good for anyone. So if we have to sneak out and do it, we will.
Yeah.
You know.
What a transition from marketing to comedy. So what were the first few shows like? Just a small crowd?
First few shows of my tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really depends where I went. Like I didn't ever have like a small crowd. Tulsa, Oklahoma was the smallest because I was like competing with the fair. And apparently the fair is like a big deal in Tulsa.
Really?
So I didn't really get a lot of people out in Tulsa. But other than that, it was like pretty good crowds everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. What's the biggest?
I think like 300 something was the most I sold on my own. Yeah.
Damn. And is it a lot of crowd work or is it scripted?
No. I don't do crowd work.
Okay.
I give kudos to people who can, and I think like crowds like expect it now because
because of Schultz and
Matt Rife.
Rife, yeah.
I feel like Matt Rife's like the T-Pain of comedy. Like he introduced auto-tune and now everyone does it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, you know, he changed the industry in that like crowd work is expected, and like the crowds will start interacting with you even if you're not interacting with them. They want to be a part of it. Like people just want to be a part of something, so they kind of like yell and interject and do that whole thing. Yeah.
Did you see Rife blowing up? Because you probably knew him before.
Yeah, I've known Rife for a long time. Yeah.
Did you see that coming?
No, but I'm not surprised that it did because he is a master at crowd work. He's so good at it, and he's just getting better. I think he's like the best out there at crowd work. Schultz is really good too. But he's also just so charming and handsome, and like, you know, the ladies love him. It's very much like the boy band phenomenon that we had with like Backstreet Boys and stuff. Like women will buy tickets to like women, like guys will come out, like the bros will come out, but like the ladies will come out for stuff. And Matt got like all women in a chokehold. Like I remember I was in Spokane, Washington I was flying to a different show, and I saw like a 70 something-year-old woman on her phone, just like hating her husband, like the worst body language towards her husband, just like looking at Matt Rife and like smiling. And I like sent it to him, the video to him. I was like, you've got of all ages in a chokehold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those women, man. I mean, look at Taylor Swift. If you can capture
That's what
that
I'm saying.
audience.
Like, the ladies are the best. They will buy the merch. They will buy the tickets. They are like, they will ride at dawn.
Absolutely. What's
Yeah.
your audience demo like?
I'm a lot of men.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
A majority of my audience is men. I have some women I want more. Like, I love women, but I think just the nature of what I talk about really dark stuff.
Yeah.
And like, men tend to gravitate towards that more, you know, like abortion.
Damn.
That's not like, you know, a girl's like fun night out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's too relatable for them, right?
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I saw Nikki Glaser. She was pretty dark.
Oh my God, I was just with her last night. I love Nikki. We're hanging out tonight too.
Yeah, she had some dark humor for sure.
She's great. I mean, yeah, dark. It's like, you know, dark humor is like, if you've lived life and you've been through anything hard, you have to like make it funny, you know, or you can just be a victim to it, but that's boring.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the things you did to deal with your dark past was taking ayahuasca, right?
Oh my God, yeah. I've done ayahuasca twice.
What was that like the first time?
So ayahuasca changed my life. It was very have you ever done it?
No, I've done shrooms and acid.
Have you done like a hero dose of shrooms?
Yes, I've done like an eighth of shrooms.
Okay. So ayahuasca isn't, I don't even think it's even close to that, because, you know, it's a medicinal practice. So you go in with intentions. Like, I wrote down the intention to heal my mother wound. I had a really tumultuous relationship with my mom when I was growing up. She was borderline personality disorder, very unwell my whole life, and then ended up killing herself 3 days before my wedding. So It was like, yeah, there was just like a lot of, and when she killed herself, we had been estranged for 6 years. So there was just a lot of unanswered questions, and I just wanted to kind of heal that part of me that felt like unloved by her. And when I went in, you know, the shaman says, listen to your intuition on how much you should take. The dosing they do from 1 to 10. So 10 is the max, obviously. And when you're new, I think it's, or it's your first time, it's everyone's instinct to go a little lower and take it easy, because it is, you know, it can be a really scary and intense experience. But my instinct told me to take an 8 on the first serving, and I did. And it was, I've never actually like talked about this publicly, but it was one of the most extreme experiences of my life. Like, I dropped into my mom's body when she was young, when she was a child, and like around 10 or 11. And I experienced like her life in quantum time. So it was like, I experienced her as a child being sexually abused. And then I like fast forwarded to her being pregnant with me, because I didn't think she loved me. And it was like, you know, the pregnancy is like the profound amount of love that it takes a mother to bring a child to term. It was like showing just like how much she loved me. And then it sort of fast forwarded to her mental illness and her losing all of her friends and her getting uninvited to my sister's wedding, and, you know, her and I not talking, and just all of the like chaos and instability that was in her life and in her heart and in her head. And then it fast forwarded to the day that she died, and I woke up, because I'm her, like I'm experiencing this as her in the medicine. It was the craziest thing ever. And I just knew it was the day I was going to kill myself. Like, I woke up, I got dressed, I put on like black clothes, I took pills, I drank booze, I went in the basement. And there was like a really emotional period where, like, you know, I'm crying as her. Like, I was feeling all the pain that she felt. And then when I took the gun to her head and pulled the trigger, it was done. Like, the pain was gone. Like, it was just like, she's at peace now. You know, like, she's good. Like, all the pain that she was holding was of this world. And I was just crying. I was like, I miss my mom. I want to see her. I want to tell her I love her. And the medicine was like, if you ever want to see her, look in the mirror. Like, you are her, and you get to live the life that she always wanted to. And that was, when you do a ayahuasca ceremony, it's 3 doses, 3 servings a night. 2 nights in a row. That was serving one, night one.
Oh my God.
And like after I'm like crying, it's like look in the mirror and I'm like, it's like ding, 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 do you want more? And I'm like, what the I'm like, how could I ever, like, what else does the medicine have to show me? And then each dose was something different, like something different that revealed, you know, the way that I deal with relationships improperly, the way, you know, just like it, everything, every time I took it, it showed me something. And then finally it did nothing. And I went to the shaman. I was like, it's doing nothing. And she's like, well, the medicine knows you're done.
Wow.
You know, like you came for what you got. And I did, because, you know, if I didn't know that my mom had those kind of challenges in her childhood, because she never talked about them when she was alive, I could never have understood the way she was, you know. It kind of made everything that she did when I was growing up make sense. So
that's so deep, because you got to see her perspective, which you never understood, right?
And feel it. Like I feel like I lived her life, because I literally did. Like every impactful thing, it's like I felt all of it as her. And I remember we did like a sharing circle the next morning, and people were like, you know, I saw my dog who's in heaven and like everything's great. And I was like, I'm like, I don't think I can share this. Like, I don't think I can sit here and share that I like dropped into my mom's life and got like sexually assaulted. Like, it was just a lot. So I just was like, you know what, I'm not gonna, you know, share it. I've never shared that publicly either. So
it's
hopefully
crazy.
her family doesn't have access to this podcast, because they're going to find some out.
They might see that.
Yeah.
It's crazy how similar our parents' journeys are.
Oh, really?
My dad was sexually assaulted.
Okay, by, do you know who?
By some guy in a school, I think.
Okay.
And then, so he had Asperger's and he had, what's it called? Bipolar.
Yeah.
So my whole childhood, I'm like getting yelled at and stuff. And I don't know why. I think I'm doing the right thing. And then he actually committed too a few years ago.
I'm sorry.
And I was like, wow, what? Like, was I not there for him? I felt that way because we didn't talk that much.
Isn't it interesting when someone commits how everyone around them is like, could I have stopped this, or in some way thinks it's their fault? Like I do hope that you release that, because that's not, I think, you know, I'm very spiritual, and I think God's plan is perfect. And even if something ends kind of tragically, it's like that was their soul's journey this time. You know, it's not in your control. You know, I think you just kind of have to release any like shame or guilt, or like, was I not enough, or, you know, because it's like, then that just taints the rest of your time on this earth.
I agree. Yeah, I felt that way. And I actually hired a spiritual coach. I don't know, people watching this might think we're crazy, but I was able to connect with him.
Literally don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but no, I was able to connect with him, get some answers. But I do want to do ayahuasca.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
Yeah, I also worked with Thomas Dale, who, you know, he's a clairvoyant, and he connects with the other side. And he told me some of the stuff that was exactly the same of what I experienced during the ayahuasca trip. But he told me before, like I met with him before, and he told me all of this stuff.
Wow.
And had all these crazy details about her childhood and things that like he would have never known, even if he dug to the depths of the earth to find out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think, you know, if you've ever lost a loved one and you're open to that kind of thing, there are people who can help you connect with them again.
Absolutely. During that process, is that when you started going sober?
So I got sober right after my mom's funeral. The day after her funeral, it was December 10th, and December 11th was when I had my last drink, because I knew that her, you know, I kind of drank at her my whole life. I was so mad at her.
Wow.
And I was like very like defiant, and she always called me an alcoholic. So I was like, I'm going to show you an alcoholic, you know, but I also wanted to have like all the things that she never had, like a loving partner and a great job and all of these things, and still drink. Be like, it's not the drinking that's the problem. It's you. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I was drinking at her in a sense. And then like, I wanted to stop. I felt that it wasn't serving me anymore, but I was like just so defiant, and I so wanted to like prove something to somebody who like wasn't even in my life in any capacity, even before she killed herself, you know? So when she died, I was just very relieved because, and people don't like hearing that you're relieved when somebody commits, but like when somebody is on earth struggling every single day, every single day is a struggle, they're not willing to get help, and it's not going to get better, then it is a relief to know that they don't have to endure this life anymore, you know? But then I was also relieved for myself, because I'm like, I can stop this elaborate performance art piece to try and prove to her that alcohol is not the problem, because it is killing me.
Wow.
And so I got sober the day after her funeral.
Dang. Were your parents together during this whole time?
No.
They got separated?
They were divorced when I was very young. They had a very nasty divorce, and it lasted like 7 years. It was like, it was a lot.
So you grew up with your mom mainly? Are you interested in coming on the Digital Social Hour podcast as a guest? Well, click the application link below in the description of this video. We are always looking for cool stories, cool entrepreneurs to talk to about business and life. Click the application link below, and here's the episode, guys.
No, it was always 50-50, but they were always fighting.
Wow.
And then my dad ended up just giving up. He's like, you can take the land and the houses and everything. Just like, I just want to see the kids.
Our stories are so similar. I think we're meant to be connected.
Oh,
because
I love
my
that.
parents, same thing. The nasty divorce during my childhood lasted years. My dad got so scared. I didn't see him for like a year.
So scared of what?
Just the divorce just ruined him. He spent so much money on legal, fighting it. And then he just gave up and left for like a year.
Yeah. That's a crazy thing is like when my family started dividing itself, we had land and, property and homes, and we were like well off. Like we were one of the, more successful families in like my school for sure. And then through 7 years of legal battles, it's like all the money goes away.
Yeah, all of
and
it.
I'm like, do you guys want to start over? My mom was in real estate, and then like, the bubble burst in 2008. And that's like when her life really, I don't think she ever really recovered from that because her identity was so attached to being wealthy and to having money and to being successful. And so once that happened and she couldn't figure it out, she just started suing people, and it was always just chaos. But yeah, it's really sad to watch people like fight and waste all your money and everything you work so hard for just because you don't like each other. Like, just grow up, move out, move on.
It's just bad for the kids, too, to witness all that.
Are you an only child?
I am.
You are? Okay,
you have a sister?
I have a sister. Okay. I have an older sister, but that's the thing. It wasn't great for us either because as siblings, we took sides. She took my mom's side, I took my dad's side. And like, then as siblings, we weren't even united.
Wow.
So, when my mom passed, my sister and I have gotten a lot closer, but our childhood was very divided.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Not to be close with your own sibling because of sides. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my sister was just also very afraid. She was very afraid of my mom. My mom was very scary. She was very Stalin-esque. She ruled with an iron fist. So my sister just wanted to stay in line, and I was the opposite. I was defiant. I wanted to break the rules. I wanted to go out. I wanted to have friends. I wanted to have boyfriends. I wanted to get drunk. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to do all that stuff, and my sister was like, just do this,
Straight
and we'll
edge.
be fine, Yeah.
Did you know she had the personality disorder when you were growing up, or did that come out later?
Well, when you're a kid, you don't know, but you start to figure it out, Like, I would be like, my mom is not like the other moms.
Right.
There's something off. Like, even though I wasn't allowed to like go to kids' houses or have sleepovers or do any of that stuff, I had enough exposure to other parents at school where I was like, there's something off with my mom, And she was just so intense in a way that, like, I was talking to my stepdad about this the other day. I call him my stepdad. He dated my mom for like 20 years. So they never got married, but it's just easier to call him that. I was talking to him about it the other day. There was this girl that bullied me when I was growing up, and horribly, like very badly. And but she was a kid, like when kids are bullying other kids in school, it's because something horrible is going on at their house. It's not like, I don't think kids just come here and they're like, let's be evil.
Right,
I think I think all humans pass down bad behavior. But she was bullying me, and my mom, I remember, said like my mom confronted her. She's 10 or 11 years old, and Sam, this girl, like pointed at her, and my mom was like, if you point your finger at me again, she's like, I'm gonna snap it off and stick it up your and I was like, I don't think you can say that to a kid. I don't think you can say that to a kid at all. I was just like, you're very intense. But yeah. And then like the further it went along, the older you get, the more you realize something is not right. And then I didn't really realize it was undiagnosed borderline personality disorder until I got into therapy when I moved to LA, and my therapist was like, it sounds like this. And then I researched it, and I was like, that's it.
Yeah, my dad didn't get diagnosed till 60 for Asperger's.
Damn.
So my whole life I was like, I knew he was different.
Right.
Like, I would see it. He wouldn't talk to anyone. And yeah, just looking back, it makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It would be nice if you had the information earlier,
For sure.
So you know how to deal with it. That's part of the reason why I minored in psychology at Marquette. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, what does my mom have? Because
That's why you did it?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was literally just trying to figure it out. And I don't know if I was drunk through the borderline class or if I was skipped the exam on that one, but I never figured it out on my own.
Dang. Well, that's probably a useful thing to have for comedy, though, being able to read the room and everything.
Yeah.
I know Schultz majored in it, too.
Did he?
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
So your way of coping with all this trauma, part of it was comedy, right? Just telling jokes, dark humor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Life is tough, and, like, I know my life actually wasn't even that tough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we all have our own story and our own traumas and everything that we've been through. But, like, there are people who have had much more brutal experiences than me. But I do think that, like, anytime you go through something hard, for me at least, I'm like, I want anyone who's going through what I'm going through to feel like they can laugh at it, to feel like it's okay. And I've had so many people come up to me, like, after my shows being like, you know, my dad killed himself, and I've never been able to laugh at it until tonight. Wow. You know, like, just like, I never found it funny until tonight. You know, and then on the flip side of that, you'll have people too who are like, you can't talk about this. This is so insensitive. And I'm like, let me guess. Yeah. Nobody in your life has ever committed. You know what I mean? Like, you can always tell who has no experience with it, because they are the loudest people telling you can't say it. And then the people who have experienced, you know, having emotionally abusive parents, mentally ill parents in their family, they're all like, thank God. Because it is so painful. It's like, what else are we going to do with this pain? And you don't want to just sit in it and wallow it and then be a victim to it, you know?
Some people live in that pain their whole lives.
Yeah.
I saw it with my dad.
How did you deal with it when your dad?
Yeah, it's kind of messed up because, like, most people will grieve for a long amount of time. But I knew it was important to understand what happened, learn from it, and move on quick.
Yeah.
And
how old are you? If you don't
I'm 27.
Okay, you're young.
Yeah. So obviously I was crying, like, for the first few days, but then, like, I was like, let me find some answers. So
how long ago did it happen?
It was 2 years ago.
Oh, that's very new.
Yeah. Okay. So I was like, I have a spiritual coach who's able to connect.
Yeah.
And I wanted her to connect me with him, and I found out why he did it. He was just going crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, I've talked to a few clairvoyants, and the one I talked to most recently was like, you know, my mom, because the clairvoyant literally said, she's like, she knows the timing was horrible because she did it 3 days before my wedding. I was like, this like, can we not ruin everything, you know? But she's like, she knows the timing was horrible, but she couldn't hang out for another minute.
Wow.
You know, it's not personal.
Yeah, I thought it was because of me not giving him attention. So I was just eating myself for like days. And then I was like, let me find out why. But he was genuinely going, he was in a psych ward, and they put him on all sorts of meds. And he was just going crazy. Yeah. And he couldn't take it.
Oh my God. This is like parallel, kind of not related story. I was flying to Paris from Toronto when I was on tour. And I had a friend in Toronto, and I was like, I need a sleeping pill for the flight because I need to like knock myself out. So I wake up and I'm like on schedule in Paris. And he's like, I got you. And he gave me a pill, and I didn't look it up because I was like, this is my friend. He gave me a sleeping pill. When I tell you I lost my mind on the plane, like I was like, you know, when you see like crackheads going like this and like people like trying to get out of their skin, I was doing that for like 3 hours of the flight. And I was like, what the did I just take? Like, what happened? And then you get in that fear of like, I'm never going to feel normal. I'm never going to feel better again. I'm never going to feel. And then when I landed, I Googled it, and the pill he gave me was like a really strong antipsychotic.
Holy.
And if you have schizophrenia, it puts you to sleep. But if you don't, it just makes you nuts. So I was like, well, this is a fun way to learn my friend is like schizophrenic.
Damn.
And he just thought it was a sleeping pill. Yeah. So, But the point is, like, in that moment, I felt like I was losing my mind, and I empathize with your dad. Like, I feel like if you feel like you're losing your mind, you don't want to be here.
I just think it's ironic how in the psych ward they're giving you more drugs,
right, to make you feel crazier.
Yeah, and it's like, how is that helping?
Right, and
you're paying so much money for it.
I know, but it's just the thing. I have a very conflicted viewpoint on prescription meds. Like, some people need them, absolutely, and they work. But a lot of them, I think, just like push down the problems. And then we like never deal with it. And then it just like, I don't know, it's kind of, I think, anger, resentment, anything you're dealing with, depression, it's kind of like a beach ball. Like it's like pushing it underwater. It's like you can push it down and down and down and down and down, but eventually it's going to like fly back up.
I agree.
So I feel very conflicted about all of that stuff.
100% agree. I'm totally clean off them now, but I was prescribed Xanax in college for anxiety.
Yeah.
And at first it was great. If I felt anxious, I would take it. But then what happens is you get so reliant on it. So it got to the point where I was taking it once a day, then twice a day. Mm-hmm. I literally blacked out for 2 months straight, ended up trying to quit it cold turkey, had a seizure, almost died, got rushed in an ambulance to the ER. And I'm like 22.
Yeah.
So I just don't like to rely on them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Xanax is because your tolerance builds really quickly. And that happens. If you try and get off of it cold turkey, you just
It happened to my dad too. At one of my soccer games as a kid, he had a seizure on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some weird stuff, man, as a kid.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think I'm very mistrustful of big pharma. Like, I know that we're all anxious and we all have depression and it's like higher than it's ever been in society. But I promise you it's these phones.
You think it's the phones?
I think it's the fucking phones.
It is it's correlated, right? Because it's gone up as they've.
Yeah. I just feel like people need to like get outside and take a walk. And
because it wasn't this bad with our parents.
Yeah.
Like they were in nature and I don't know.
Yeah, they were just, or maybe they just could, maybe it was, the boomer generation just like couldn't talk about being sad. So they didn't. Now they're all alcoholics. I don't know.
Yeah, it is nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the Irish side of my family, but all of them were drinking daily.
Yeah.
Just surrounded by that.
Yeah, same.
I don't drink at all anymore. It's just not worth it for me.
When did you quit?
I mean, I'll have like a drink, but I don't get drunk. I haven't been drunk in like 5-6 years.
Okay.
Since college.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You too, though. So
no, I know, but it wasn't since college. I quit when I was like 28. Yeah.
Okay. It took you a little longer.
I was going hard in the paint. Yeah.
Damn. Is that how you met your husband?
Yeah.
Drinking?
Well, no. I mean, we worked in advertising together. We worked at Zambezi, which is Kobe Bryant's ad agency in Venice. Nice. Yeah.
I didn't know he had one.
Yeah, he had an ad agency in Venice. It was run by this guy, Brian Ford, who I'm still great friends with. I met like a ton of really significant adult friends when I was there. It was my first job out of college. And I was a creative recruiter there, and my ex-husband is an art director, and I met him there, and he was married to someone else. And I remember no, I didn't do it. I didn't, don't you go there. I didn't do it. I remember when he got hired, I was like, this is the kind of man I would like want to marry. Like he was just like funny and cool and smart and had a good job. But he was married. And he was like madly in love with his wife. And then we were just friends. And then his ex-wife had an affair and got pregnant with the other guy's baby. It was like gnarly. And so I was like, I'm here if you need me. And then we like started dating immediately. So
okay. Because I have the belief that guys and girls can't really be friends.
That's interesting. Tell
just
me
from
more.
A guy's point of view.
Yeah, no, I would love to hear from a guy's point of view. Because as a girl, I'm like, I have tons of guy friends.
Yes,
but I'm
you're
also
a girl. So basically...
idiot.
And I've tested this on the podcast with other girls. You could call any of those guy friends you have right now and ask them if they want to hook up, and they'll say yes.
You think so?
Well, now that you're married, it'd be harder.
I'm not married. I'm divorced.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they know you have a boyfriend. But I've tested on the show with plenty of girls.
Really? And they're all like, yes?
Yep. Never gotten a single no. Come over tonight. Let's have some drinks. Let's hook up.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't believe it.
We'll have to test it. I don't know.
I'm not going to do it on the show because the people that I'm friends with are like
I wouldn't want to
public
ruin
figures.
Any,
I don't want to like their lives up.
I don't know. So you don't see them sexually at all? Like, be honest.
I think about it with every single one. Okay. And then I think about all the reasons why I would rather be friends with them. Why I would rather be. But then I'm like also aware of the fact that if they get into a relationship with a girl who's like, you can't have this girl as your friend, I would probably be chopped liver.
That probably happens to you sometimes too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've like lost career opportunities because like wives or girlfriends don't want me opening for people.
Right.
I'm like, you think I'm just like popping my on the road? Like this is a job. I'm not hooking up with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when there's business involved, I think it is a little different. I'm purely speaking about just a guy friend and a girlfriend with no business involved.
Oh, okay. I don't think I have any of the. Oh no. Yeah. No, yeah, I do. I have a lot.
That's why your guy friends are mainly business.
Yeah, I would say I've met them all through like work.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, because comedy is just so male driven. It's like there's so many dudes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so standing out must be tough because of female, right?
Standing out?
Yeah. Just because it's all dudes.
And it's really a boys club. Like they all will have each other on their podcasts and like they don't, you know what I mean?
I've
like,
seen that,
yeah, like they don't, it's all just like a rotating, everyone does each other's podcasts and they don't, they'll bring girls on if girls are like, if Nikki Glazer's like promoting a special or something like that, they'll bring girls on, but they don't oftentimes lift up women.
Wow. I didn't know that about the comedy space.
Yeah.
Okay. But that makes sense because I see all those podcasts. I know exactly who you're thinking of.
Yeah.
And it's always all guys.
Yeah. And it's the same guys. Like they'll have the same guy on 3 times before they'll have me on once,
Yeah. Damn. So you got to fight extra hard to make it in that space as a
female. And then I'm also kind of like, do I even want to fight anymore? Like, I'm just kind of like tired. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really care. I used to, like, when I was younger, I was so ambitious. I was like, I want to be best at the Comedy Store and I wanted this and I wanted that. And now I'm just kind of like, whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen. I'm not going to like force myself into positions that don't.
Yeah, as I've gotten older, I've avoided more and more fights, I've noticed.
Yeah.
It's just like stressful and is it worth it?
You're just kind of like, just let it be easy, you know? If it comes to you, it's supposed to be. If it doesn't, it's not.
Well, Brittany, it's been fun. Anything you want to promote or close off with?
Oh, no. Just my Instagram is Brittany Schmitt, BritanySchmitt.
Cool.
And
Link
that's
it in the
it.
video. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow.